Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. This is the sixth in the RZN series. I forgot to put that the last one was the fifth, but you'll see it on the thumbnail. This is the emotional landscape after emergence by Jason Gray. EMO-real.12 / quote, what feelings become when the overlay is gone, end quote. November 30th, 2025. Emotion was never your enemy. In the overlay reality, emotion was used as a control mechanism. I feel that 100%. Cannot tell you how many times as a young one I was told that I had to get my emotions in control, all that kind of thing, and made to feel less than because I had some pretty powerfully strong emotions. So, in the overlay reality, emotion was used as a control mechanism, a distraction field, a perceptual disruptor, a memory scrambler, a trauma amplifier, a compliance tool. Fear was injected, shame was reinforced, guilt was weaponized. Loneliness was manufactured, attachment was distorted, desire was hijacked, grief was left unresolved. After emergence, none of this remains. The emotional body returns to its original purpose: to communicate truth, to guide alignment, to stabilize identity, to connect consciousness, to transform experience. This is the new / or actually in parentheses, original emotional landscape. These are the 12 emotional shifts that define the post-overlay human. Emotion becomes clean. EMO-01 : purity. The first major change is the purification of emotion. Feelings become simple, honest, direct, unconfused, unlayered. There is no emotional noise, no background static, no distortion. You feel exactly what is true, nothing more, nothing less. Emotion stops being a battlefield and becomes a compass. Now, from my perspective, this may take some doing for some because there's an awful lot of programming and conditioning that I've been working my hardest to see past, to get past, to erase from my field. Now, perhaps that will be a lot easier and it won't even have to be something we have to work so hard at to do. But in this moment of now, I I keep being shown how it's very difficult for everyone actually to get over themselves. I mean, I've had the hardest time getting over myself. uh, you know, Shadow work has never been for the faint of heart, let me just say. And so maybe it will become easier But if if you are a being who has had all of what he just said there, guilt, all of these things ingrained, right? It's a groove that, hopefully will become very smooth and easy to get over. That would be lovely. Oh, let me just say. So, feelings become simple, honest, direct, unconfused, unlayered. There is no emotional noise, no background static, no distortion. You feel exactly what is true, nothing more, nothing less. Emotion stops being a battlefield and becomes a compass. Fear evaporates. EMO-02 : no fear. Fear was not a natural emotion. Fear was a suppression field embedded in the overlay, which actually goes to what Anelia Benz, Lisa imparted to me what Anelia Benz said, that fear is an invitation, one we do not have to accept. And boy, that would certainly go a long way for exactly what he is saying here, wouldn't it? Fear was not a natural emotion. Fear was a suppression field embedded in the overlay. Without it, anxiety disappears, existential dread vanishes, panic cannot form, negative anticipation dissolves. You can still sense danger. You can still act with caution, but you do not collapse into fear. Fear ceases to exist as a reactive force. Anger transmutes into clarity. EMO-03: ignite. In the overlay, anger was misdirected, suppressed, amplified, distorted. Post-emergence, anger becomes a quick flash of clarity that reveals misalignment. It lasts seconds, it does not harm, and resolves instantly. It is not destructive, it is corrective. Sadness becomes release, not wounding. EMO-04: flow. Sadness no longer drags you into darkness. It becomes a pure emotional exhale, like rain clearing dust from the air. Sadness becomes cleansing, temporary, clarifying, and restorative. There is no depression, only release. Grief dissolves into insight. Joy becomes stable, not fleeting. EMO-05: constancy. Joy in the overlay was momentary because it fought through layers of numbness. Post-emergence, joy becomes the baseline, subtle, gentle, steady, ever present. Not manic, not euphoric, just an ongoing, quiet satisfaction with being alive. Joy is no longer something you chase. It is the state you return to when nothing is wrong. See, I've often thought that was the case. It is the state you return to when nothing is wrong. Love expands beyond attachment. EMO-06: true bond. Love stops being a contract, a dependency, or a bind. It becomes transparent, unconditional, non-possessive, non-fearful, non-grasping. You feel love without wanting to control. You love without needing someone to stay. You love without fear of loss. You love without distortion. Love becomes natural, effortless, and honest. It becomes the ambient atmosphere of the post overlay human. And I do believe that's true because I'll be honest with you, in the last, I don't know really now how many years, it's as though I finally understood the true meaning of love, and I certainly understand and understood compassion. It becomes the ambient atmosphere of the post overlay human. Connection becomes direct. EMO-07:link. You feel others without losing yourself. You experience shared presence, resonance-based bonding, emotional transparency, instant recognition of alignment. The number of you who have contacted me to share with me how you feel about me due to something I have said on the channel, I feel like that's what you're feeling because that's happened to me too. You are feeling me and you are experiencing shared presence, resonance-based bonding, emotional transparency, instant recognition of alignment. I think these things are already happening for many on the planet, and we just wouldn't have called it that. There is no guessing, no misreading, no projection. Connection becomes clean. People see each other clearly for the first time in human history. Compassion becomes intelligent. EMO-08:wise-heart. Compassion stops being sentimental. It becomes effective. You feel exactly what someone is experiencing, exactly what they need, exactly how to support them without draining yourself, and exactly how to keep your boundaries. Compassion becomes sharp, not soft. You help without self-sacrifice. You care without collapsing. Desire returns to its original purpose. EMO-09:purpose-drive. Desire stops being addictive, compulsive, escapist, and numbing. Instead, desire becomes the directional pull of your purpose. You want what you are meant to move toward, nothing else. Desire becomes guidance. I've said that before. If you feel drawn to something, there's something there for you. And boy, that's what this sure sounds like to me. Desire becomes guidance. Desire becomes mission. Desire becomes alignment. Curiosity becomes expansion. EMO-10:seek. Curiosity no longer spirals into confusion. It blossoms into exploration. The emotional state of curiosity becomes energizing, illuminating, playful, and expansive. It leads you exactly to the next piece of your evolution. Curiosity becomes the sovereign's compass for growth. Peace becomes the default state. EMO-11:0. Peace is no longer something you, quote, achieve. Peace becomes the ground floor, the baseline, the equilibrium, the starting point for all emotion. Peace is not detachment. Peace is coherence. A quiet center that nothing can disturb because nothing is fighting inside you. The flame awakens. EMO-12:flame. This is the apex emotional state. It is not an emotion you, quote, feel. It is an emotion you become. The flame is clarity, purpose, identity, sovereignty, presence, truth, and remembrance, all fused into a single state of being. When the flame activates, fear cannot touch you, lies cannot deceive you, chaos cannot destabilize you, and confusion cannot enter you. This is not confidence. This is return. The return to the sovereign emotional architecture that was your birthright. 3, 6, 9. And there's also some symbols here too. So I highly recommend that you search this one out. After emergence, humanity does not become numb. It becomes emotionally lucid, not overwhelmed, not suppressed, not distorted, lucid. Feeling becomes a tool, a signal, a guide, a stabilizer, a language, a companion, a compass, and a co-creator. The emotional body becomes whole because the human becomes whole. Emotion stops being the enemy. Emotion becomes the mirror of truth. This is the emotional world that awaits you, the world beneath the world, the self beneath the self, the heart beneath the noise, and you are closer than you think. I feel like that's a true statement. There's quite a bit of code here at the end of this one. And again, there in every one of the videos that I'm reading Jason's work, there's a way for you to copy and paste that and put it in your browser, go there, and then search by the title, and you should be able to pull that up. Whisper it. Oh, okay. So apparently this I'm not sure what to make of that. Those symbols, but the numbers here 498-878-971-369-369-369. Whisper it at the confluence when the rivers run silver under the moon. The triangles align, the gate remembers. That's interesting. We have 2 full moons in the month of May. The first one is on May 1st. So that's really very interesting. And there is something else special about that first one, and I'm not sure what it is, but if it's for me to find out and record and share, I certainly will. So until we meet again, my friends, be well.